Hello everybody, my name is Abby, otherwise known as Skinny Pigs 1. Today we're doing a pet review. My channel is dedicated to my guinea pigs and my rabbit. I make new videos every Thursday and Sunday. So today's video we're reviewing Sherwood Pet Health adult guinea pig food. So as you may or may not know, I am switching the guinea pigs over to Sherwood food from Oxbow food. So this will be a first impressions slash informative slash the guinea pigs first reactions to the pellets. And then in a couple weeks time I will do a second part of the review to tell you if I've noticed any differences, how we're liking it. So first off, here is the bag. Now this is something that's difficult to get here in Canada. The only store so far is Hop Online. I'll leave their link down below. That's where I've ordered it from. So this is the 4.5 pound bag. So the thing that drew me to this company is it's soy free and grain free. So you might know that we've been having some difficulties with butter pecan having sludgy urine and having bloat and digestive issues. So this company came out a few years ago, I think, is when I first noticed it, but I was put off by the alfalfa. But then, as I've researched more, I have realized that the alfalfa being used in these pellets makes sense. So we're gonna talk about the ingredients first. So first off, the ingredients here. First ingredients, alfalfa hay, then we have Timothy hay, whole flax, whole safflower. And the ingredient list is actually fairly short compared to a lot of the other traditional pellets. So we have proteins maximum of 14%, fat minimum 5%, fiber is 24 to 29%, calcium's 1% to 1.6, phosphorus is 0.4, salt is 25 to 0.75, and then we have the vitamin C, 25 milligrams per kilogram. So the first thing is we've always been told absolutely no alfalfa for adult guinea pigs, which makes sense for the majority of things, but using alfalfa in these pellets is logical. It is being used as a protein, the healthiest, most natural protein. Other pellets are using fillers for their protein. So we've got like the soybeans, the wheat, and all of that other filler byproduct type things. So those aren't actually healthy proteins at all, and wheat and soy are known allergens in pets and people. So I would much rather have healthy ingredients, including alfalfa, if that means my guinea pigs are going to have a healthier digestive tract. So one thing I wanted to steer clear of was all the soys and wheats because butter pecan is having digestive issues. So this is why we're switching over to this pellet. I'm going to feed a bit of a smaller portion of these pellets, but I want to make what I'm feeding them count. Pellets are for, like, they're multivitamin kind of. It's the last part of their diet to ensure they're getting their vitamins, their minerals. So I want to feed them a very healthy one versus one that has more fillers in it, because then to me it's kind of going to come down to what's the point of me even feeding pellets when it's not that healthy. So I'm going to show you this chart so that maybe it'll be easier to understand, because this chart was something that really opened my eyes. So here we have Sherwood's pellets, their little pie graph. So you can see it's almost half alfalfa hay, half Timothy hay, and a small portion flax, safflower, and supplements. So that is a hay-based pellet. So I'm going to show this one down here is probably the most similar to what I have been feeding. None of these say which brands they're showing, so we're not throwing anybody under the bus. This is just being serious. So look at this tiny portion that's hay. All the rest is fillers. So you've got a little portion of Timothy hay, soybean hulls, wheat middlings, soybean meal, oat hulls, molasses, beet pulp, and then other ingredients. Like, what's the point of feeding that if you look at it closely? That's all just fillers and junk that they don't need in their diet. So now what's the problem with soys and wheat in there? So I'm just gonna quickly go through something that I found pretty interesting is grain and grain byproducts such as wheat middlings contain a lot of starch, most of which rabbits and small herbivores don't digest. Excessive amounts of undigested starch ferments in the cecum and stimulates the growth of bad bacteria, causing digestive upset, leading to a range of digestive problems. These include uneaten cecotropes and soft stool, often causes a messy bum, bloat, loss of appetite and energy, or even diarrhea and death. Too many veggies or greens can cause similar problems. Soy also contains anti-nutritional factors that decrease the bioavailability of minerals and the digestibility of protein, which causes similar digestive problems as feeding too much grain. So there's a little look at their stomach. So essentially what they're saying is all those byproducts aren't being digested properly and could contribute to bloat, digestive issues, soft stool, soft poops. I have a bunch of pigs that I could say have very weird shaped poops, and obviously Pecan has the bloat. So I'm very interested to see if all the grains, wheat, soy, all of that out of there is going to make a difference. So the next one is talking about sludge. So protein that is digested and absorbed but not used has to be eliminated through the urinary system, protein waste. Grain and soy provides low quality protein that is unbalanced for small herbivores. This causes an increase of protein waste. A sure sign that this is happening is excessive litter box odor. Excessive protein waste, and this kind of gets complicated, essentially triggers calcium carbonate to form together and causes sludge or stones. So what they're saying is using their pellets is more balanced, is going to create better protein use, less protein waste, less upset of their pH balance in their bladder, less sludge, less stones. So I am very curious about this because I have about 5 pigs who leave a lot of sludge, Pecan being the absolute worst. And then there's a whole portion where they're talking about dental issues. Essentially, they could have elongated roots or tooth abscesses if they're having a low calcium unbalanced diet. So there's a whole thing about that as well. So I don't know, folks, to me that's pretty convincing enough that I am giving it a try because I am at my wit's end with Pecan's sludge and her bloat. And then once you really are looking into the ingredients, to me, it just all makes sense. So one thing you have to remember, when you are switching to a new food, some guinea pigs or rabbits, depending who you're switching, are not going to want to switch right away. Some might do it cold turkey. Others, you're going to need to mix in the new food with the old. So just a bit of the new with a lot of the old and slowly change it up as you go. You could even crumble the new pellets smaller on top of the old pellets so that they're forced to get little pieces into their mouth and used to the taste. For the pellets I have used previously, there's molasses in there, so you're going to have to get them off of that sweet flavor that they're used to. So I will be showing you all the pigs' first reactions, and I'm not going to be somebody that's going to give up after a couple days if they decide they don't want it. So one thing I noticed for Seymour is we did Sherwood pellets for 1 whole week for him, and his litter box gets changed once a week. So there was so much less smell in his litter box. Usually his urine smell is enough to knock you out. He is neutered, by the way, too. There was hardly any smell to it. And usually his pee leaves a very dark orangish red color, and it was more of a light yellow. So definitely increased his urine output and less protein waste because the smell wasn't there. So I 100% was so happy with his change. So that's about all the information I have to give you. When we ordered it, we got that brochure given to us, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's on here. You can go check out their site. I found Dr. Sherwood super easy to talk to. I sent him personal messages because I did my research. I wanted to have an open mind to give this a try because first glance you're like alfalfa and you want to run for the hills. So here's a quick side-by-side comparison. The ones on the left are Sherwood and the ones on the right are Oxbow. So they look incredibly green to me. Now I'm going to do a little snap test because that was one thing that somebody was interested in, to know how hard or soft they were. Here's the Oxbow one. They're pretty firm pellets. Here's the Sherwood. Oh, that's very soft. Yeah, that doesn't even like make a snap at all. It almost just kind of crumbles apart, which I think I personally like better, especially for more senior pigs. So for Seymour, he gets 1 tablespoon in the morning and 1 tablespoon at night. He is a really small bunny, so that is all he needs. And as you can see, he really loves them. So when you're switching to new pellets, you can just transition your guinea pigs. So that would be putting just a little bit of the new with a bunch of the old. I'm going to see how everybody does cold turkey. I'm just going to give a half portion of the Sherwood and put it in their cage. And if they're not interested, then I'll put their other half portion of my current pellets on top and mix it together. So I'm just going to put 2 tablespoons in their dishes first, because they get 4 tablespoons for the pairs a day. So there's half of their portion for the day, and we'll see what they think. So Apple is eating her pellets. Not sure if Hucky has yet. He's coming over. Yep, Hucky's taking one. He's doing it. Might heard a little piece fall back in the dish. Oh, he's taking another one. Okay, that's positive. So for these guys, I'm interested to see if Apple will stop having so many calcium deposits. And I was half curious if a more balanced pellet would do anything for her yeast infection problems. I have no idea, but we'll find out. Okay, so for the trio's cage, I'm going to set their dishes right there, and we're going to try giving them pellets. They haven't had pellets for almost 2 weeks. I have hand-fed a few pellets to Littlefoot and Reese, but Pecan was off pellets totally. So I'm putting 1 tablespoon in each little dish section. And everybody's eating. Reese is maybe doing the most sniffing. Oh no, she's taking some too. Well, that's good. I think that's probably the portion that those 3 are going to get every day. So that would be equal to a 1/4 cup for the 3 pigs. Just because Pecan has known sludge issues. So obviously we are going to monitor how she does. And since she pees on fleece, it's really easy to see. So I think that was pretty good first impression. Everybody ate some. And pigs usually will kind of graze on pellets, eat a few, and then kind of go do something else. So that's nothing unusual. So we will go on to the next cage. What are you 2 doing? So this is Nammy and Raisin, just got theirs. Looks like it's tentative little tiny nibbles. So for their cage, both of these girls get lots of calcium deposits that I don't like, and Nammy has weird shaped poops very often. So I would love to see if her poops would normalize and if we'd see less calcium. So these girls, Nammy seems to be wondering about them. Oh, she's still taking some. So it's going to take them a while to get used to the taste, perhaps. Oh, the one disappeared, so Raisin seems to enjoy it. That's not too bad. We'll take that. So what do you guys think? Bullseye's chewing. Angus is dropping it on the floor. Angus is dropping them. Bullseye looks like he's eating them. Oh, Angus has picked it back up. Nope, we've dropped it. Okay, we've left two. Is the other side different? Nope. How about this side again? Nope. Okay, so Angus looks like he's gonna take longer. Bullseye's definitely chewing them. Yeah, Angus is being picky. So for these guys, one of the things that I want to see is if their poops will stop smelling so strong, because they have a very strong odor when I'm sweeping up their poops. They don't have tons of calcium deposits. Most of theirs look pretty washed out, but I am interested in how much their poops smell, see if that changes. Okay, so everybody's eating their vegetables now, so nobody else is eating pellets at the moment, which is totally normal. So what I'm going to do is check on them, check on the pellet content while I'm doing my spot cleaning at night. So that'll be about 12 hours from now. It's typical for some cages to still have a little bit that they finish off at some point in the night, but definitely they're almost all gone, or some cages are gone. So I'll be curious to see, because most of these cages only got half portions anyway to start, to see how they're gonna like them. So we will check back in. I just got to finish my morning routine and fill up some waters, so I will be back later. So Reese has actually stopped eating veggies and came over and had a few pellets. Ooh. This has nothing to do with my pellet review, but that's adorable. A little shake and a wash. But yeah, that's kind of telling. Stopped eating veggies to come over and grab a couple more pellets. Oh, let's like them, sweetheart. So Apple has just done the same thing. They still have veggies over there, and she's come over to have some more pellets. Pucky's in the hay, which is very normal for Huckle. He loves Timothy hay. But yeah, Apple has come over to have another snack. And you're so cute. Are they good, baby girl? Okay, so Raisin has just done the same thing as Reese. She's not eating vegetables. She came back over for some pellets. That's crazy. They must be pretty tasty. So Littlefoot's back. He's having his second round. Do you like him, buddy? Yeah, so he just came back and had a few more. So Bullseye is back as well. There's still veggies over there, and he's coming back over to eat pellets. So that's pretty awesome. So I think there's a very high chance that most of these pellets are going to be gone by the end of the day. But we will check back, like I said. Bye, dude. So this is Bullseye and Angus's cage at night, about 12 hours after the first time I filmed. They have at least half left. I did see Angus eating some, so we'll see what's left in the morning for those guys, but I'll include that in my next review about how things are going. So this is Apple and Huckle's cage. I think there's only about 8 pellets left. So they were enjoyed. I think I saw Apple eating them the most. So Nanaimo and Raisin, I'd say they have about half gone, maybe. Not quite. Hi, sweetie. I've seen everybody eating them, so it's going to be interesting to see if it's just because it's new or if they don't feel like they need to eat as many. I'll include that in my next part of the review. So for the trio, this lot is almost finished. And this one has more left. So I'd say they maybe ate about half. So we'll see what's left in the morning as well.